Your smartwatch might just save your life, and it might do it without you even knowing you needed saving. Imagine this: you're feeling totally fine going about your day when your watch sends a notification, not about how many steps you've walked, but something far more important. It's detected early signs that you're catching the flu before your first cough, before your fever spike, before any symptom you'd recognize. This isn't science fiction. This is happening right now. Smartwatches like Apple Watch, Wear OS devices, and others are being trained with AI, artificial intelligence, that can spot the telltale patterns of illness in your own body data. They're watching your heart rate, your breathing, your sleep, your temperature, and dozens of other micro-signals that your body gives off when something's wrong. And they are catching things days before you'd ever notice. Here's what's wild. A team of researchers just proved that AI analyzing smartwatch data can predict respiratory infections up to a week in advance, with accuracy rates sometimes hitting 80 to 90%. We're not talking about obvious signs. We are talking about subtle changes in your heart rate variability, your sleep architecture, the pace of your breathing. Patterns so small that no human would ever notice them, but patterns that an AI trained on millions of health records can spot instantly. This changes everything about how we think about getting sick. To understand how this works, you need to know what data your smartwatch actually collects. A modern smartwatch is basically a portable health laboratory on your wrist. Sensors constantly record your heart rate, but not just beats per minute. They track heart rate variability, or HRV. That's the tiny variations between heartbeats, and it's a powerful signal about your immune status. Your watch measures skin temperature continuously when you're fighting an infection. Temperature patterns change days before you'd feel feverish. It tracks blood oxygen, respiratory rate, and sleep patterns. Deep sleep is when your immune system works hardest, so sleep changes are major warning signs. Here's what's crucial. Doctors have known these signals matter for decades. The revolution isn't the sensors, it's the AI. Feed all this data from thousands of people to a machine learning model, and it learns patterns that experienced doctors miss. One person's data might look random, but patterns from 10,000 people with the same signature, that's a reliable illness predictor. Think of it like this: a doctor in a crowded restaurant hears chaos. A computer trained on thousands of conversations can pinpoint which table is discussing an infection. This is why smartwatches with AI are becoming medical devices, not just fitness trackers. Your watch isn't just counting your steps anymore. It's reading your body like a book, page by page, hour by hour. And it's learning what illness looks like before your body even knows to get sick. How does AI detect infection from wrist data? Pattern recognition. Imagine you're a detective looking for a criminal in a crowd. A single description isn't much help, but show you 10,000 photographs of that criminal at different ages, weights, haircuts, and lighting, and you'd spot them instantly. That's machine learning with health data. Researchers trained AI on millions of hours of smartwatch data from people before, during, and after sickness. The AI learned the signature, not one signal, but a constellation. Your heart rate climbs, sleep fragments, skin temperature drops 0.05 degrees, respiratory rate speeds up, HRV drops. Each signal alone means little. Together they are unmistakable. One study this year showed AI analyzing just 5 days of smartwatch data predicted respiratory infections with 79% accuracy. Better than rapid tests. Better than flu timing. And before symptoms appeared. Here's the stunning part. The model predicted infections up to 7 days in advance. A full week to take precautions, start preventive measures, or see a doctor before you're sick. It's like having a crystal ball, except it's math, not magic. 1 week changes everything about how we approach health. Instead of waiting until you're miserable and contagious, you catch the infection in its first hours. Instead of spreading illness at work, you stay home before you even feel it coming. Instead of an illness derailing your week, you nip it with early treatment. This isn't just more convenient, it's genuinely transformative, and that's where things get complicated. This isn't hypothetical. People are already experiencing this. A Stanford researcher shared a case where an Apple Watch detected early COVID-19 in an asymptomatic person, someone with 0 symptoms whose watch flagged unusual resting heart rate and sleep patterns. They got tested. Positive. 4 days early meant they could isolate immediately, protect family, and start treatment before their body struggled. Another woman traveling for work noticed her smartwatch flagging HRV irregularities. She felt fine. Her watch disagreed. She got tested. Influenza positive. Again, detected before the first symptom, early intervention possible, outbreak prevented. An MIT researcher studied this directly. His team found smartwatch data could detect influenza with 86% accuracy before the person reported feeling sick. Before cough, before fever, before joint aches. The data warned them 4 to 5 days early. Now multiply this across millions of people. Every smartwatch user becomes an early warning system, not just for themselves, but for public health. If smartwatches detected a cluster of unusual HRV patterns in one city, epidemiologists could see disease outbreaks forming before they spread. Preventive medicine at a scale we've never had. But here's the reality. These cases are still rare, not because the technology fails. Because most people don't know this is happening. Smartwatches haven't officially launched these features everywhere. The AI is still being trained and validated. It's accelerating though, and that's when the real questions start arriving. Here's the uncomfortable question. Is AI analyzing your smartwatch better at catching illness than your doctor? The data suggests yes, at least for certain conditions. A rapid flu test has about 70 to 80% accuracy, and you take it when you're sick. A smartwatch running AI predicts influenza before symptoms with 86% accuracy and requires zero effort. It's continuous monitoring, not one test. Traditional medicine is reactive. Feel sick, call the doctor. Wait 3 days, get tested, start treatment. You've been contagious for days already. Smartwatch detection is proactive. Watch detects infection at hour 0. You act at hour 0. But smartwatches aren't replacing doctors. They're complementing them. Your watch sends a health alert, so you contact your doctor, get officially tested, and get professional guidance. The watch is the early warning system. Your doctor is the actual response. Think of a smoke detector. It's not a firefighter, but it alerts you at the first sign of fire, so you act before the house burns. Without it, you wouldn't notice fire until the walls were burning. The comparison isn't smartwatch versus doctor. It's smartwatch and doctor together versus the old way. That combination is unbeatable. Major health systems are now integrating smartwatch data into medical records. They're not replacing diagnosis. They are upgrading prevention. But there's an elephant in the room: privacy. Your smartwatch collects incredibly intimate data: resting heart rate patterns, sleep details, body temperature. This isn't anonymous fitness data. It's information that insurance companies, employers, and governments have historically wanted to control. If your watch detects illness before you know it, then someone with access to that data can predict your health future. This data is valuable, not just to you, but to pharmaceutical companies tracking disease surges by region, to employers knowing which workers are about to get sick, to insurance companies adjusting premiums based on predicted illness, to governments planning public health response. The smartwatch companies know this. Apple's privacy stance differs from Google's, which differs from Samsung's. Some require explicit permission to share data. Others bury consent in terms and conditions. Some don't sell data. Others monetize immediately. Here's the critical part. You need to know what you're trading. Want early illness detection? You're giving up precise health data. Want privacy? You lose AI analysis powered by millions of patterns. There's no free lunch. The stakes are real. Research shows people with genetic predispositions would face insurance denial if this predictive data existed. It hasn't happened yet, but the possibility is there. Some governments are already discussing regulations. The European Union is treating this as personal data under strict protection. The United States is still figuring it out. Privacy laws lag behind technology by years. By the time regulations arrive, you've already shared years of intimate health data. This doesn't mean avoid smartwatches. It means eyes wide open. If you want AI health detection on your smartwatch today, here's how. Apple Watch. Open the Health app on your paired iPhone. Go to Health Data, then Symptoms. Enable irregular rhythm notification. Apple's AI detects unusual heart patterns indicating illness. Irregular rhythms often precede sickness by days. Also enable respiratory alerts. Your watch tracks breaths per minute. When that rate climbs abnormally, it flags it. Not diagnosis, but early warning. Android users with Wear OS. Google's Fitbit devices have AI-based health coaching learning your personal baselines. In the Fitbit app, Enable daily readiness score, which factors heart rate, sleep, and workout data to show if your body is sick or healthy. Less sophisticated than Apple yet, but improving fast. Key step for all devices, give permission. These features require explicit opt-in. Don't skip permission screens. That's where you activate AI detection. Then act on alerts. Don't dismiss them. Schedule a doctor appointment. Get tested. The alert isn't diagnosis, it's direction. Your phone might also have built-in health features. Check your native health app or Fitbit app for illness prediction settings. Most smartwatches have this capability, but keep it disabled by default. You have to manually activate it. The last crucial step, baseline your health when you're healthy. Let your watch record a week or two of normal data before relying on alerts. The AI learns what normal looks like for you specifically. That baseline is how it spots abnormality. You're not waiting for the perfect system. You're using what exists right now. Here's what matters about smartwatch AI. It's not a replacement for doctors, but it's a fundamental change in when we catch illness. For decades, medicine was reactive. Get sick, seek help. Modern smartwatches are making it predictive. Your watch becomes your personal health oracle, watching patterns you can't see, alerting you to threats you don't feel yet. That change from reactive to predictive is massive. Within 2 years, major health systems will treat smartwatch alerts as official data points. Within 5 years, AI health monitoring on wearables will probably be standard across all devices. Within a decade, people who remember the days before predictive wearables will seem quaint, like people who remember before cell phones. But that future depends on 3 things: technology improvement, which is happening; privacy protection, which is lagging behind; and adoption, which means you need to actually use these features. Here's your action. If you own a smartwatch, turn on health monitoring today. You're not committing to surveillance. You're gaining early warning for legitimate health threats. That's worth the privacy conversation. Follow for daily AI news as we track how this technology changes medicine, healthcare, and how humans stay healthy. The next breakthrough in early illness detection could arrive tomorrow, and you'll see it here first. Don't miss it.